Hey friends, I am back out at another master plan community for you, and I'm back out in Queen Creek, one of the fastest growing cities in the entire nation, which is why I'm here so often. There's always a new community opening. This one has a little bit of something for everyone. You can find RV garages, you can find attached guest casitas. There's some beautiful lots here. I'm going to show you the model homes. I'm also going to show you two of the quick move-in homes, otherwise called spec homes. They give you a realistic view of what the product is actually like here. We're also going to look at the amenities, talk about the HOA fees. I'll drive up and down a couple of these streets to give you a feel for the neighborhood. Let's get started. So usually I start with the gorgeous model homes that they have, but today we are going to look at this spec home. Now this is also one of their most expensive floor plans. So if you're just here to see the gorgeous model homes or something more affordable, don't go away. We're going to get to those. But you can see this one has the RV garage and the two-car garage side by side. This one is selling, this exact model is selling for $765,000 out the door. That's with all of the upgrades already done. And this floor plan right here is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home. It is 2,740 square feet. Let's go inside. So here we go. If you ever dreamed of having a RV garage, this is your chance. There are actually a number of communities that sell homes with RV garages, so reach out to me if that's something that you're looking for. I can give you all of your options. And I'm going to tell you kind of the good and the bad with this spec home as we go through. You're going to see a lot of this blue tape all throughout the house because they just walked through and marked off every little thing that they saw that they need to correct before they close on this house. Okay, starting with the good, these ceilings. This is not typical that they have this little, I can't remember what you call it, the indentation here. That's usually an upgrade, but they put it in the entryways of their homes, and I think that's just a nice touch. Right here in the front of the house, you're gonna have 2 bedrooms with a Jack and Jill bathroom. So the kids get to share a bathroom. You can see this one has a nice size walk-in closet. You have the double sink, so each person will have their own spot there. And there's a door, so someone can be taking a shower, using the bathroom, and the other person can be brushing their teeth, doing their hair. And this bedroom faces the front. It also has a nice size walk-in closet, very nice size, with a window. So already this spec home is looking good. A lot to like about it so far. Now, when you close on your new construction home, we will also have a chance to walk through the house before you close and put tape on any little thing we see that we want to have corrected. Here's where you come in from the garage. Let's take a peek in there. It's gonna be kind of impressive because you have your 2-car garage on this side and it's all connected. So you can walk right over here to the RV garage. You have your tankless water heater back here in the corner. You have your loop right here so you can install your own soft water system. I have people that I can suggest to you if that's something that you need to have done. And then when you come in from your garage, you have your laundry room, and you're facing a coat closet. So that makes sense. And then right over here, you can see that's where the powder room is. Very basic, but it's not tiny. You know, that's a good size for a powder room. Sometimes they're just super small and tight. That one has a little bit more room. And I'm just gonna back up here so you can see how far we are from the front door. And right here, this is a huge extra room. I would say this is usually gonna be what people will make into a den, but you could make it into a really nice formal dining area. You could make it into a game room, plenty of space in there if you want to do a pool table, maybe even a ping pong table. And then this kitchen is really pretty. Now, if you get a new construction home, it's always an option to have a third-party inspection done. I recommend that. They'll come in and give an inspection report, and some of them will even put tape on all of the things that they find. We can give that report to the builder and use that as a guide for all of the things we want them to correct before you close on the home. This is a nice sized pantry, a little bit bigger than a corner pantry would be. And then coming out over here, you have just this really large living room. So lots of space if you have a big family, if you have a lot of furniture. They also have these enormous sliding doors. It does have a screen that you can close shut, so that's great. I am not for sure where they mean for the dining table to go. I think that the casual dining table is probably meant to be right in between the island and the living room. That island is large enough that you can fit 5, possibly 6 people there. So if you're a casual family, you could just use that as your dining area, or you could even make that a formal dining area right there. Okay, let's go into the master bedroom. Lots of light coming in over here from these windows. They have 2 closets in here, his and her closets. That is a nice perk. You have your sinks side by side. You do get a really pretty soaker tub. I like this. I don't know that I've seen it with that little spot right there. And this shower, it's a good size. It has the bench. Back here is just one of the closets. You can see you have some light coming in. That's nice. And then as we turn this around here, don't want to make you too dizzy, here is your other closet. And neither one of them are small. So you're both going to have plenty of space for all of your clothes, your shoes, your bags. Okay, we'll take a look outside at the lot in the back of the house. This is another thing you won't see with a model home, is this is backing to kind of an older home. It looks like almost, there's like a barn-ish structure. I'm not sure what's going on there. But some of these homes in the Queen Creek area have been around for a long time. So some of these lots will back to an older home. Probably won't be long before those homes get demolished and rebuilt. But this is a nice, large lot. You could easily put in a big swimming pool. You could put in a half basketball court. You could do all sorts of stuff with this lot. I am just driving in one of the entrances from the main street, and you're met with this kind of nice big area. They have quite a bit of grass growing out there. So, you know, it's a nice, pretty entrance into the neighborhood. Right behind me here is the Panoma floor plan. This one is modeled with the attached guest casita, which is really popular, but you can also get it as a 4th bedroom. So here in this community, they do not have base prices. They are selling spec homes, the quick move-in homes that are already being built. So I'm going to give you kind of what they're selling for right now. This model in particular right now is selling anywhere between $650,000 going up to $710,000. So you can see it really makes a big difference what options you're choosing in these homes. This one right here is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home with the guest suite, a 3-car garage, and the square footage is 2,630 square feet. So this home is set up as the sales office. Those doors right there is where you're going to have your 2-car garage and then your 1-car garage over here on the side. A lot of people use that 1 car for storage. It's kind of tricky to try to back a car into that space, but it's great for storage. You have this open courtyard over here before you come in. You can see there's the rain gutters over here. Sometimes builders will put them closer to the front doors, and that doesn't really make sense, does it? You have this extra door right here that goes to the optional guest casita. We'll go check out that guest casita after we see the main house. And coming in, you have a den on your right. You can see how these ceilings, this actually is usually an upgrade in most builders' homes, but I believe this builder includes it just generally, not as an upgrade, but standard, which is really unusual and nice. Got a little coat closet right over here by the front door. And not a super long hallway, but enough that, you know, gives you some space before you enter this open concept living. Beautiful, again, the ceilings, just that little customization adds some aesthetic appeal. You have a lot of counter space in the model home because they brought this cabinetry all the way down to the end of the wall. That would be an upgrade. And of course you have your gas range. These are GE appliances. I am a fan of GE appliances. You have your microwave over here, your oven below. And let's look at this corner pantry real quick. You know, just enough space. When you have all that cabinetry in the kitchen, you don't need as big of a pantry. Now these corner sliders that go all the way to the corner, those obviously are an upgrade, but could be well worth the money. Very popular choice. And let's go back over here. They have the master bedroom right there. Someone's in there having a phone call, so we may end up saying that last. Over here you have a full bathroom. They put the tile all the way up to the ceiling. These are tall ceilings, by the way, so it really opens up the space. You have this linen closet right outside of that bathroom, and then right across is one of the bedrooms. And this is the only bedroom other than the master bedroom and the one in the casita. So really there's the master and one extra bedroom in the main house, and then you have that casita that has its own bedroom, of course. Over here you have your laundry room right next to where you come in from that 2-car garage, and a little space to put down your bag, your keys, whatever you have. I guess we're gonna have to check out the master bedroom last. We'll come back to that. All right, so going back over here, there's that front door right next to your open den. Of course, you can put doors on that if you want it closed off. And here's where you come into the guest suite. So you come in, you have this short hallway here to get into the living room. But let's check out this side. You have that closet right there for linens. And you have a really nice sized bedroom over here. The tall ceilings make it feel even larger. And the walk-in closet is also really a nice size. Right outside the door, they're gonna have their bathroom. It even has double sinks, which is nice. It has this little cabinetry over here for their linens or whatever they want to store. And then it has the separate door leading to the toilet and the shower. You can see it's such a nice shower. It doesn't have the tub, so easy to walk in and out of the shower. I just think that's a really nice bathroom for a guest suite compared to others I've seen. Here's the door where you come in from the outside if you're going into the guest suite. And look at this. This door over here goes to the one-car garage. And they have this beautiful kitchenette over here. So you have the mini fridge, you have the sink, you could put a microwave on the countertop. If you want a casita with a full-size kitchen, just reach out to me. I know where you can find those as well. But yeah, this is really beautiful for your guest. If you have someone that is going to be living with you long-term, that is a great space for them. All right, the master bedroom is now open for business. So you come around this corner and it's kind of tucked away back here behind the TV wall. And here you go. This is where you're gonna come relax, get some rest. And here you have this really a quite large walk-in shower. You have your double sinks. This right here is a little extra space for your linens. And we have your closet right over here. Pretty standard size closet. Okay, let's take a quick look outside. We'll make use of these beautiful slider doors. You can see the handles you can open from either side. And you have this nice shady patio. They put in a water feature. That's a popular thing to do when you back to a street because you'd rather listen to the water than you do cars driving by. And this is just really kind of a pretty garden-y sort of landscape here. A lot of people like to put in the swimming pools. There's a pretty big cost to that. Whenever someone wants a swimming pool, I always suggest looking at resale homes. We can find resale homes that are just a couple years old with swimming pools. See if there's anything that suits you. Without a doubt, one of the best things about this builder is the incentives that they offer. Right now, you can get into one of their quick move-in homes closing this month or maybe next month, 4.5% on a 30-year fixed conventional rate. It goes even lower if you're doing an FHA or a VA loan. Now, when are these rates going to end? Well, they've had them for a couple months now, and it can change at any time. However, I think that these are rates that are going to stick around for a while. End of the year, especially a great time to get some good rates. So make sure you reach out to me. One thing I am always going to do for you is I'm going to check these builders out and see which ones are offering the best rate incentives. Because if you are financing your home, it makes a huge difference on your monthly mortgage payment if you're getting a 4.5 rate versus a rate in the high sixes or whatever the market rate is. So definitely something to consider when you are moving to the Phoenix area. This big home behind me is their Pierce model. You can see it has the RV garage over here on the side. This one right now, they just have one floor plan that is for sale right now, and it is priced at $725,000. That's the out-the-door price, everything included except for the backyard landscaping. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home. It has the 2-car garage plus that big RV garage, and this one is 2,980 square feet. So this is a massive house. Looking at it from the outside, it's quite impressive. I am just going to walk over here to the other side so you can get a look at the RV garage from this side. You have these pavers over here. That is standard throughout the community. So you can see how nice it would be if you have a big toy, an RV, you can store it right here at your house. And then you also have this 2-car garage over here. These tiles, if you're not familiar, they have underlayment paper underneath. So when you need to replace your roof here in Arizona and you have that sort of tile, you're just taking the tile off and you're putting the new underlayment paper on. And you can then just use the same tiles. They last a long time. All right, so you have this little porch. And welcome home. This is a cute entryway. This right here, this coat closet, because it goes under the stairs, it is quite deep. Let me turn on the light here. So plenty of room in here to store all of your holiday decorations. You know, put up a little rack for your coats. Lots of room to store stuff by the front door. And wouldn't this corner be a cute place for a Christmas tree? A small Christmas tree? If you're one of those people that has multiple Christmas trees. Here's a little drop space. Right here we have a coat closet. And then we have this door that takes you to the impressive RV garage. They have these little air conditioners set up in here. They're very effective. So you can cool this whole space, put in a basketball hoop, let the kids play out here when it is in the middle of the summer and too hot to be in the sun. And this RV garage, as you can see, connects to the two-car garage right here. So that makes it really kind of convenient getting from one to the next. You can just walk right through. Really nice. All right, and then when you're coming home, again, you have that coat closet, a place to drop all your stuff off. There's the front door. And coming in over here, before you get to the living room, you have this beautiful full bathroom. Did such a nice job with that tile. They do a great job with all of the little details. And then this is the one bedroom that you have downstairs. I think it would make a nice den. It also could be a nice guest room, especially since it's right there next to a full bathroom. This one has, it looks like some upgraded kitchen appliances. Quite nice. Again, you have your corner pantry, and they extended those cabinets all the way to the wall. And what a nice area if you like to entertain, to put out all of the food for the holiday, whatever event you're celebrating. And this is just all very open. All right, now we're gonna head upstairs, see what we find. As we do, I will remind you, when you go to look at new construction homes, they'll usually ask you to fill out a form, and that waives your right to work with a realtor. So you need to bring a realtor, hopefully that's me, to your first visit. You're gonna want me there anyway, guys, because I am going to help guide and direct you, help you find the best deal for your family. And right at the top of the stairs, on one side, you have this flex space. A nice little hangout for the family. I can imagine putting some games back here. You could make that a game room. And on the other side, great place for you to get your work done or for the kids to get their work done. This laundry room goes through to the master closet. You can see that even in the laundry room, they have made extra space for storage. So that's great. Use all of the space wisely. Just backing up here. And give you a little bit of perspective where I am. And now we're going to check out that master bedroom. This is not a small room. It is pretty deep. Obviously, you have room on the end of your bed for a good sized chase. We'll look out here. There are some views of the Superstition Mountains out there. This model home happens to back to a road. Of course, they have lots of lots available. We can find you one that does not back to a road if that's something important to you. If you want a soaker tub, you can get one here. Also, you have your own sink, so you and hubby can stay out of each other's way. Love this big shower. And let's take a look and see how big this closet is over here. So, like I said, it goes through to the laundry room, but it is also quite wide. There's a good amount of space in here, and I feel like there's not a lot of wasted space. And of course, if you have overflow with your clothes, you could use this back here very easily to store clothes for the season you're not in, your shoes, whatever. Let's take a quick look outside, get some inspiration for those of you buying a new construction home. You're gonna probably have a dirt lot. Here in Arizona, this artificial turf is becoming more and more popular all the time. Pavers, low maintenance. And you know, adding something like a fire pit can be fairly inexpensive, but it makes, you know, a space that's realistic to use. Like you'll actually go outside and sit by a fire, maybe make some s'mores, have some family time, you know, putting in a nice grill with some shade over here. It really becomes a low maintenance yard that you're actually going to use. Take a look at this RV garage. You can open it from this side. Lots of shade under that covered patio. I am just driving down this street, giving you a feel for what the neighborhood is like. It seems to me that some of the homes that have the RV garages are kind of close together. And what I'm thinking is that all of these people who are camping and doing the RV lifestyle that live next to each other, you know that they are going to be out in their front yards exchanging stories, exchanging tips. Who knows, maybe they're going to become your next best friend to go on an excursion with. Right behind me here is their Pinerest floor plan. Now this is not a model home, this is a spec home, which means it's a quick move-in home. They've already made all the selections, it's already been built. They're just waiting for someone like you to come along and buy it. I love showing spec homes because it is a more realistic view of what your money actually gets for you. So this model right here, they have 3 of them for sale. The price range out the door would be anywhere from $590,000 all the way up to $623,000. It just depends on what upgrades they put in the home. So let's go inside and take a look at this one right here. Of the 3 they have for sale of this floor plan, this is the most expensive at $623,000. They have these pavers, the 2-car garage plus the single. This is their most affordable floor plan, and I really like this floor plan. I think it's a great choice. All right, coming in here, you can see no model furniture, nothing on the wall. What you see is what you get here. You have this den in the front room. No ceiling fans, you have to install that yourself. It is pre-wired for the ceiling fan. Right there, you have a little hallway. You have a couple over here. Let's see what's in this first one. So you walk down the hall. You have your laundry room. You have a bedroom. This one has the standard size closet. Again, it is pre-wired for a ceiling fan, but you need to install it. Coming down here, you have this closet right here, more storage. Really love the color they did with the cabinets. And this is a long vanity. Plus you have the door That separates this area from the toilet and the shower. Just makes it more convenient if multiple people are using that bathroom. And you have one more bedroom down here. So very practical floor plan. This one has a really big closet considering this is a secondary bedroom. Rare to see a walk-in closet that's so large. So yeah, you could put 2 kids over here. They can share that bathroom, or it can be kind of a private little space for your guests. Coming back out for perspective, there's that front door. You can see it has that pretty window over there. And then don't forget, we had that den when you first walked in. And let's go further down here. On this side, you have another closet. You have your entrance from the garage. And this is just an empty space right here, but you'd want to put, some cabinets, some hooks, some cubbies, a place where you can drop all your stuff when you're coming home. Right here, you have a powder room for guests that are over. No shower and tub in there. A little more storage right outside of that bathroom. And then look, in the spec home, they put in these huge slider doors. Not always typical to do that in a spec home. And also these cabinets are just such a beautiful color tone. And the countertops, just a nice, neutral, easy to keep clean. You have a nice big island. Could easily seat 4, maybe 5. I hear a smoke detector chirping in one of the rooms, so try to ignore that. You need to replace a battery. And we'll head into the master bedroom. They have a huge closet in here. And here we go, some nice windows. And you have your double sinks, a pretty standard size shower. And then take a look at this closet over here. You go this way, it is wide. And then you turn around over here and it's like there's this other little nook right here for more. All right, let's go outside and take a look at this lot at the back of the house. So if you want a large lot, just let me know. I can find out what the premium lots are in any community. If you want a lot that is larger, if you want one that backs to a green area, if you want one that's on a corner or near a playground, all of that can be arranged. Let's talk about the Homeowners Association fee. That is the monthly fee that you pay so that they take care of all of the common areas, the amenities. And here in this community, that is going to be $150 a month. Now, this is a relatively small community, so the amenities are limited. Let's take a look. Really, what was behind me as I was talking, that's the amenities. You have this tot playground. They do apparently have some activities because they're doing an Easter egg hunt coming up. So I would expect, maybe some holiday events. They do have this covered ramada with picnic tables. There's a charcoal grill over there. And then they do have some grassy areas like this throughout the community. And then you just have kind of the privacy of being in a quiet, quaint community. Let's put up a map real quick so you can see exactly where this community is located in relation to the greater Phoenix area. We are in Queen Creek, Arizona, and this is one of the fastest growing cities in the entire nation. When you drive through Queen Creek, you can hardly get a mile without seeing several signs pointing this way and that way for another model home that you can tour. Reach out, I'm gonna help you find the best one. But here in this community, you are not going to be far from major shopping areas, restaurants, stores, entertainment, brand new parks. There's just a lot to do here, whether you're a family, a single person, a couple. Now, Queen Creek is by and large a residential area, so a lot of the people here do commute to work. That's another priority for me. If you are going to be working in the greater Phoenix area versus retiring, I want to help you find a community that really suits your family so you're spending less time on a commute but still within your price range. Again, make sure you reach out. I would love to be that person to help you. Here's one of those nice big green belts. This home that they're building right next to it is just massive, and they're going to be building here for quite a while yet. So if you're thinking about moving anytime in the next year, go ahead and reach out. If it's going to be longer than that, go ahead and reach out anyway. They'll be building in other communities, and you know what? It is never too early to start planning ahead for a move. If you're someone thinking about moving to the Phoenix area, this is kind of how my process works. When you reach out to me, I'd love to have a conversation with you, whether that is Zoom, on the phone, email. I want to learn about your situation. What is bringing you to the Phoenix area? What are your circumstances? What's your time frame? And then come up with a game plan. So if you're making a visit out here, I would love to give you a self-guided tour if it's going to be a ways out, so you can explore some different areas that I think might be a fit for you. Or if your time frame is sooner, we can hit the ground running and start looking at homes right away. I'm going to really help you through this process, answer your questions, make sure that you know what is kind of happening from one step to the next so that there's no surprises. It really is an honor and a pleasure for me to help people find the best home, the best value for them making the move to Arizona. So make sure you go ahead and reach out. It's the only way that we can connect, so I can help you find your next home right here in sunny Arizona. I hope to hear from you soon.